what about emotionally? After experiencing that, how are you doing? How are you dealing with the result?
Emotionally, I'm good. The only thing, I don't know, that he was little weird. The only thing that bothers me is that I was never in that fight. Like, he was weird. It was a weird day, a weird evening. I was tired. I was in the locker room for 4 hours and a half waiting, and then even when warming up, was sweating, but still getting tired. And I even told Eric, I'm like, bro, this is weird. Like, I'm sweating, but I feel like I'm asleep. And even when the fight started, I was never there. Like, even the first minute. And I remember, like, even when I get hit, the first punch, I was more surprised about the fact that I'm falling down from that punch than the punch itself. Like, okay, man. Sometimes even in sparring, you take some punch that you're like, damn, this guy hit hard.
Yeah.
But you're off, right? But I take a punch. The first punch, I was awake, but I didn't really feel. I found myself down. I'm like, man, like, what's going on? And then I'm being count. So, okay, let's take your time to get back up. But, and took my time, get back up, and things were still, like, things were still a little blurring, like, little this. And I went to the corner. I could have listened to my coach, Eric. He was like, champion, don't go to Southpaw again. He's waiting you, this, that. And I went to the corner and we started to talk. And they were talking to me. I was listening. But one thing, like my memory and my vision and everything kept going. Like, I never came back from the store. I don't remember like when I came back from the store to go back to the second round.
Oh, wow.
That's just how we, yeah. So from there, from the store in the second round, in between round, I wasn't there anymore. Like,
wow.
Hey, man. So some days not just your day. You can even explain what happened, but it was quite weird.
And those are the recent words of Francis Ngannou. As you heard him say, he didn't remember anything from the second, because it was only 2 rounds. He doesn't remember going into the second round. He doesn't remember. Everything's a blur. He was, he felt, of course, he mentioned he felt tired and he was sweating. And, he mentioned that first. And a lot of people, of course, taking that like as an excuse or some possible corruption or something like that. Maybe it was Eddie Hearn and Matchroom and the Zone and they put something in his water and all that kind of stuff, but listening to him talk now more and more about what happened and how he didn't feel the punch and he felt himself going down and, how he didn't remember and that things were a blur. And then, he was surprised on how he got to the ground and the punch that landed that put him to the ground. The way he's explaining it is perfectly how everyone gets knocked out. It's unexplainable. Like, hey, all of a sudden I got caught and I just don't remember. I remember getting up and this, that, and the other. I wasn't there, and I just felt like, I didn't recover. And, I just, almost like it was a surprising thing on how he got to the ground. That's so many other people's experiences when getting knocked down. You know what I mean? It reminds me of the way he's explaining it. I thought of what popped in there is Luis Ortiz. If you can remember when Luis Ortiz got caught by Deontay Wilder in their second fight, if you look, as you guys can see, look at Luis Ortiz's expression. He's just like, how the hell did I get here type. Okay. That's what happened. Okay, that's what happened to Francis. That right there is what happened to Francis. He was basically bewildered that he got dropped like that. But that's all in the new experience of getting knocked down. See, Francis is not used to all that. So when something new happens to you, it's going to be something you can't explain until it happens again. If it happens again. Okay, so that's something that I think, is definitely foreign to Francis Ngannou, is being dropped, let alone knocked out. See, a lot of things that you're going to recall, you're not going to recall it as accurate afterwards because the damage has been done cerebral wise. Okay, and that's what happened to Francis. He just got knocked the fuck out. What I mean? That's what happens. I mean, he's like, I didn't feel it. That's why I know I was knocked out. There you go. And it has his memory. That means that first punch must have done something, a relapse of time, because he doesn't remember going from round 1 into round 2. Yeah. So definitely, when he got caught with that shot the second time, and that was a harder punch that he got hit with when he went down the second time. He went down a total of 3 times. And that third one just finished him off. But the second one, I think, was more impactful when he got caught with that shot. Okay, so knowing that, if he didn't recover and if he don't remember from going from round 1 into round 2, and 2 was the bulk of the damage or the heavier blows were landed, that's bad. Now I understand why he took so many tests just to make sure he's good, because, something like that happened, that never happened before in your life. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would be worried and concerned myself because, to see if there were any type of damage that was done. But the good thing about knockouts, though, it's better to get knocked out than to get beat up, then knocked out. Or just to get beat up round after round after round after round, because you're sustaining more damage, over a period of 36 minutes. And that's bad. That's how people, as soon as their adrenaline lowers, all the other stuff applies, the inflammation, the brain swelling, and all that type of stuff. And that could cause, your brain to swell up against your skull. And then that's how people, unfortunately die. Okay, so, I do understand Francis Ngannou in this situation. You guys tell me what you think about his latest take on the knockout of Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!